there are wounds in life, there are things in life where even the love of somebody else can't really reach that spot. That there's hurt and there's pain deep in the soul of a lot of people who can't be fixed with logic or even love alone. For anyone here today who's felt that misunderstanding of your pain, I want to show you that and remind you that you're not alone, that God sees you in that. Even the most well-meaning people who say silly things in times of grief and in times of sorrow when your heart is hurting, because people say silly things in those moments that don't really help, but they actually hurt more, kind of like Elkanah did. That God sees you and he meets your soul where it's at, crushed, and he pours in grace. And for many of you women, on a day like today where you look around and there's much joy to be had by many and your heart hurts, or maybe you are finding yourself in that season, in that space of joy and sorrow, I want to remind you that you're not alone and that God sees you in that space. I don't know if you know this or not. This blew me away and hurt my heart a lot when I saw it this week. That every year it's estimated in the United States alone that 1 in 4 pregnancies ends in a miscarriage. That's an estimate. That's over a million miscarriages annually. Many women in this room today have had to deal with those losses. Many of you maybe are sitting in the chairs today who are mothers, but you didn't get to hold your baby. And that's hard. And it makes it harder when you see it all around. And maybe some of you today later went on to have kids. And only you know the name of your other kid. There are mothers in here today who have children who have severe special needs. And the portrait of what you thought mothering was looking like turned out to be a lot different than you thought. And you carry some extreme weight with that. Your day is filled with sacrifice and unseen strength. You celebrate every small victory and grieve in ways that most people can't imagine, and sometimes you just feel overlooked. But I want to remind you that your journey, although it may not follow the expected script, is no less sacred. And although other people don't know how you feel, God is with you. Hannah knows how you feel. And there are probably far more women in here that know what you feel like than you even thought, imagined. Then there's going to be mothers in here with grown children that don't talk anymore. The phone calls have stopped, the relationship's strained, or worse, broken. And there's a unique grief that comes with that you raised your kids and now they don't call. They don't talk. And you mourn the silence and the absence and the connection. And what I want to just speak to here this morning is that it's okay to hold that sorrow, because God meets you in your sorrow. There's some of you who you look around and you wish you had somebody else's story. So what I want to remind you is to you mothers who carry sorrow, who live with questions, who feel forgotten. God sees you. The Lord who saw Hannah's tears and heard her unspoken prayers sees you too. And you're not invisible to him, you're beloved. And God meets you with the compassionate. The psalmist reminds us of this in Psalm 34, that the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirits. That's not just a poetic comfort, it's a promise that God doesn't run from your pain. He doesn't run, he draws near. And he's not ashamed of your grief, he honors it with his presence. So even today, if no one fully understands your story, God does. And you can bring that to him. He welcomes you, not with cliches, but with compassion.